Doing, everybody? Thanks for stopping by and joining us today for the final Rolling Over the Hill this year. Uh, we're coming up on a new year in the next few days. So we want to wish you all a happy new year and thank you for being part of the Live to Roll family. Also, I'd like to thank our sponsors, mobility professionals and urology professionals. I can't say enough. They are a great, helpful group of experts that are part of our community and make things possible here at Live to Roll. So big thanks to them. On today's show, we'll be recapping the past Rolling Over the Hill shows and highlights of 2023, as well as discussing the upcoming year. As always, make sure to include your questions, comments, and views in the chat. Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Soto. I'm a T12 spinal cord injury from a motorcycle racing accident almost 50 years ago. And now let's get started and welcome my co-hosts Bobby and Luis and our special guest, Shawn Fluke. What's up, Luis?
Hey everybody, nice to have everybody here. My name is Luis, of course. I was injured in an industrial accident 43 years ago, and I am an L3, L4 incomplete. And now I'd like to introduce Bobby.
Hey, thanks a lot, Luis. I'm Bobby Rohan, C5, C6 quad, 34 years. I'm just happy to be here. What a year. Looking back and putting the show together, it was so much fun looking at all the shows we did, all the things that the four of us did. And as you see, we have a special guest who's usually on Tuesdays. Sometimes on our Rolling Over the Hill. He's getting there. He's almost at that
Yeah.
year mark. But today he is a guest. He is not producing. He is
a,
not doing anything. He is just kicking back. He's
a
probably going to
special
talk.
guest.
Yeah, special guest talking our ear off. This is going to be fun because we probably won't even get on a word because he's going to probably be like, and say whatever I want and not look at the computer screen. So give it up to our main man who started this channel and is doing an excellent job, Shawn Flew.
Oh, thanks, Bobby. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And yeah, this is my first time being just a guest on the Live to Roll show. No producing. Usually I'm kind of just sitting back in the background, doing the little stuff back there. But this is cool. Thank you for inviting me on to do this, Bobby. And yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad to be on with you guys. It's fun. I love the Rolling Over the Hill show, so I'm excited. And I've been told that I am actually over the hill already. I'm already over 40, so I've been told. I've been told that I'm
You
over the hill already. So
you finally qualify.
I guess so, man. I turned 41 this year, so yeah. So I mean, like I'm rolling over that hill.
So when you get 50, we'll start talking because when I
All
turned
right.
50, that's when I decided to start the show. So you'll be a permanent member once you hit 50 and you can join us every week. You'll know what.
You're one of the
Yeah.
graybeards now.
Uh, I got quite a bit of gray in there.
All right, we'll have to
Yeah,
out.
it's getting there.
Or, instead of rolling over the hill, we should call this the Gray Beard Club or something like that.
Yeah.
The gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Robert, tell us about our year. Robert and I started this show back it's been more than a year. We were surprised. We thought we started in 2023, but really, Robert, what? We started
Yeah.
in 2022. What it was it,
It was
October?
October, and the first show was you and I just going through the discussion of aging with a disability. We just kind of started talking about it. We had some topics and all that, but it started out there, and then we did I think, a couple shows, and then I think we did one in December. Then we were off till January, but we've done, including today's show, is 23 shows since we started. So there's been a lot of different topics and discussed different things. Thank you, thank you. And so yeah, it's I'm learning a lot, and like I said, different guests and just different topics. It doesn't. I'm way over that hill, but I'm still learning. And a lot of it's just by listening and discussing. So yeah, I'm really glad to be part of the Live to Roll channel and this program. And I know when I first met Shawn, he was getting things started and stuff like that. So it's really nice to see how it's transformed and picking up momentum. And like how many viewers, Shawn, for
Oh,
Live to Roll?
we have we just hit over 13,000
Yeah, good
like this
deal.
month. So we have like 13,000 like 80 something or something, 87 I think.
And I think we
Nice.
started I think we started 2023 under 10,000, correct?
Yeah, we had just hit 10,000 at the beginning of yeah. So like we got yeah, pretty good subscriber rise, good count this year. And I think that's just because we have had you know, a lot of good consistent content with you guys being on every week and the women's show.
The
We
women.
got gaming, our
Yeah.
show consistent every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think we're growing, and if anyone out there has ideas of how you want to see us grow, let us know. Obviously, it's been so much fun. It's been fun for myself, and I think hopefully for you, the viewership is the most important. And
Yep.
I'm seeing that people, in the comments, and we got Roy and Grandma as always, and our new biggest fan. I hear her favorite show is what, Shawn? Is it?
it is rolling over the hill. That's what
That's what
I've heard.
That's what I.
So
So yeah, so we got our biggest fan, LL in the house, Leo. Thank you so much. So yeah, we got a big show ahead of us. So as we were talking, Luis, we started with aging with disability. Just thinking our idea. I was talking to Robert. Robert is a lot than I am. Experience not as much in me in the SEI world. So it was kind of a perfect balance in the sense. Robert just retired, and he came and worked with me at Rancho. And when COVID hit, we talked a lot. And when I thought we should have something on aging, I thought it was really important to me. And it sounded like it was important to you, right, Robert?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because like for me, I'm going to be 70 years old, and again, 50 years in the chair. But I didn't really get involved with the community up until about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Um, so I was pretty much involved for the first couple of years of my injury, and then went on to do other things other than wheelchair sports, which was good because it does give you confidence, shows what you can do, and it shares the camaraderie. But I did move on with my life in terms of the direction I wanted to go, which kind of removed me from the community, but it didn't have to. It's just that I just kept looking forward, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so once I retired, I found out a whole bunch of them. That's why I'm learning so much in this past few years, because I was so removed from it. And I know we've talked about that lots of times, but I enjoy it, and I was really thankful that Bobby wanted to include me in rolling over the hill.
So we started out with aging with disability, and then I think we moved on to osteoporosis.
Yep, yep.
And our third one was losing confidence after aging with a disability, and we had our first guest, Dean McCabe.
All right,
Yeah,
Mr. Mobility Professional.
yeah. So he is a big part of our sponsor. With him and the owner of Mobility Professionals, they really support us. And without Dean and Mobility Professionals and Don over there, um, you wouldn't. You probably wouldn't hear this channel. Shawn would have given up and packed his bags and been living on the street, right, Shawn?
yeah, I think so. Pretty accurate.
Yeah. And that was kind of our show wrapping up of 2022. And then getting into 2023, I had a rough start. So we needed somebody to fill in. And who do we get for our first fill in person for me?
Luis.
I don't know. Do you remember that, Luis?
I remember that look. Yeah,
Yeah. And
dazed and confused.
dazed and confused, wondering what the hell you're getting yourself into. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. Any thoughts or remembering of our first show?
I remembered it. It was actually a lot of fun for me. You guys are always welcoming and talkative and supportive, and that's such a great environment to come into. And it's just took off from there. It's been a great ride.
Yeah,
And I'm looking forward to the next one, for the next year.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest topics you guys talked about, because you and Robert have something in common, is what?
Going to the same rehab and having a lot of the same doctors and same experiences, because of the
And also,
time in which we became injured and the rehab and everything else. It was like we're brothers separated by just a year or so.
and then also
And
kind of the same injury of your one of your shows together was walking with SCI, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
And what it's like. So
two different sides of that spectrum there. Luis pretty much, gets around without really, he doesn't really need the braces. I mean, he gets
Yeah.
around really good. For me, I had to have crutches and braces to be ambulatory, but yeah, and then just the long term effects and things like that. That was a memorable show.
yeah,
That was a good show for you guys.
yeah,
That was really.
Yeah. The
and
the thing about Robert is I felt a lot of kinship for Robert because of our level, and I think that's one of the great things that Live to Roll brings to this format is we find people of comparable injuries no matter which one of us is on the show.
mhm,
Uh, we're able to relate to people and relate to ourselves, and that's what's great about this.
yeah,
And while still learning from others, still having that open eye to what, I may not have known about, and I know I've learned a lot from all of you as well. In fact, I at one time was watching Shawn's videos for transfers because my transfers were starting to suffer with the shoulders, and I was watching Shawn how he transferred and picked up some things from that as well. So, and some of the
Yeah,
people I talk, and some of the people I talk to that watch. Live to Roll and all that. They talk about his videos. In fact, there's a couple patients at CASA that tune into his videos and kind of learn for themselves and incorporate his videos to what they're learning in as rehab over there. So it's reaching out. It is getting there, and it's nice to hear
it, it,
that.
yeah,
it's kind of neat to be out there on social and somebody's asking, well, I'm a C5'6", and I have the most difficult time transferring, and I'll tell them, hey, have you seen this video? And they'll watch it and they'll go, oh, I've heard about this guy. This guy does this really different transfer. It's different than everybody else. Or they'll have already brought it up and I'll go, oh, that's Shawn Fluke.
yeah.
You know.
Well, and
So even if they don't know Shawn's name or they don't know Live to Roll, they know about the transfer, which
And
is
I
pretty
should
cool.
shout out my friend Mike DeYoung, who I've been wanting to get on the show for a while, but he is another C56 quad, and he's the one that showed me that transfer almost 20 years ago now. So
Yeah.
I think that's
shout
the
out.
Yeah.
beauty of our channel, right, Shawn? I mean, when it comes down to it, how much we've all collectively learned from each other. And I remember when DeYoung first got hurt, you got hurt, and we kind of just collaborate, and everybody has somewhat their own style, and and doing it, you see it one way and then you try it that way, but something else comes into play where, oh, it's like this works better for me than Sean's style and works better than me than Bobby's style, and it could be like that for Robert and Luis. I need the braces, but I don't need anything else, or I need the braces with a cane or something.
Yeah.
So everybody will learn from each other, checking out the videos, and I think that's one thing we can grow with some of our people like Tom and Brianna, you guys, myself, getting more of our videos out there than us just having to see Shawn do the same thing.
Well, you know what the thing too
Yeah.
is, I think like Bobby, you and I discussed a little bit this morning. Um, for the upcoming year, having a little more videos, like with you using your Scout and all that stuff. I mean, that's an eye opener for a lot of people out there with, just
Yeah.
the use of that and how you manipulate that, getting in and out. And so I think there's a lot of new content that we could include with what Sean's already laid down for the foundation.
Yeah. Well, one thing is, it's not always about us aging. just us guys here, but we also have our women
Yeah.
that are aging too, and we wanted to know what a little bit of the difference is. So our first woman on our show was Michelle Altamirano, and
Yeah.
we'd have her. Michelle and I, fun fact, Michelle and I were injured on the same day,
Really? I didn't know
Oh.
that.
same year, same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. We went to two different rehabs, even though I don't know if she was living in Northridge at the time, where she lives now for so many years, but
Hmm.
we met at a support group of all things. So we had Michelle come on, and she's a special friend of mine. And then also one thing you don't think about is those that get injured later in life. And so we brought on Bob Gardner, and
Yeah.
Bob was injured after he retired. Uh, Robert, do you remember how old he was at the time?
I believe he was just a few years younger than I was, so I think he was in his late 60s.
Yeah, and so he just got injured, but we wanted to hear that other side. You know, all three of us were injured at a pretty young age in our early 20s or teens,
Yeah.
and what fascinates me is like, I think it's a lot easier to be injured at 17 when I did, or 20 if for like you guys, or is it easier in your 60s? And at least you got to experience this, and this, and this in that, whatever you want to say, normal way, if that's such a thing. But just you got to hike up a more of a mountain than in your 20s and 30s, or
Yeah.
whatever it may be, if that's what you're capable of. But
Well, you're more resilient at that younger age. I mean,
Yes.
getting older. Even if you're able-bodied, getting older, you start, experiencing difficulties with strength and balance and all that stuff. So, I mean, I tip my hats off. I mean, I hate to see anything happen like that to anybody, but I do understand a lot more different things now, because when I was younger, people used to say, "Oh, at least you're young." I kind of would get
Yeah.
pissed off, like, "What's that mean?" But now I get it. I totally get it.
yeah, Shawn, I was going to ask you something. Dang it, and it just slipped my mind. Producing. So producing these shows, the women's show, this show, and then even the Tuesday group. Tell us what it's like behind the scenes.
My computer cut out a little bit at the beginning there, but were you asking what it's like to do just the show, all the shows
The
and stuff?
shows, yeah, yeah,
You're the one usually what I'm doing right now when I'm
yeah.
popping up a video here, like these pictures and things like getting
Admit it, Shawn. Answer Bobby's question.
my
Who do you love the most? And it's us old guys you love the most. You can admit that. It's okay.
yeah.
I actually do really love you guys' show, and I do love just how well put together you guys always are. Oh, Bobby's like even this show, man. Your end of the year show as well, way more prepared than I was with all your pictures and screenshots and things you got. On the Tuesday show, we just talked. I didn't have any of the stuff queued up there, but um, but no, I enjoy doing all the shows. They all honestly all have really fun, cool things about them. I love listening to you guys. Love listening to the women's show too. They always have some really
Yeah.
interesting, fun things they're talking about, and just stuff that I maybe didn't think about myself. Yeah, our show is just always fun. I love doing our show, hanging out, talking. Whether it's just a couple of us, if it's just me, Tom, Bobby, whether we have a guest. So I mean, even this last week, Bobby had family stuff. Palm also had some family things going on. So Sarab filled in. It was just me and Sarab talking and hanging out, and
I
honestly,
watched that. Yeah.
it was fun and it was cool.
Good
So,
job, Rob. Good job. So
Hell
yeah,
wheels.
shout out. I saw him in the chat. Yeah, thanks, buddy. And yeah, I honestly really love all the shows. I love doing it all. So it's been great. Live to Roll has definitely been, um, you know, kind of my baby at the beginning, and just now it seems like it's grown into like so much more. Because I started with, oh, it'd be cool if we could do a weekly show, maybe sometimes a year. Like not even I wasn't even thinking we'd do it every single week, but here we are a couple years into it.
Well, and I think it turned out every week because we were bored because of COVID, right? I mean, we were like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, so let's do it weekly, and then the next thing you know, we're, you know, now every week, and it just carried on from there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it was partly that. It was just we were it was there wasn't a lot else going on, and I think for all of us, especially I'm sure you guys get the same feeling. Even when you're feeling a little bit down, you're not feeling the greatest before the show. You hop on, you start talking to everybody, you start getting reading into the chat, all that stuff, and it's just or even doing like the support groups for Triumph and stuff. It's just that like
Yes.
camaraderie, talking, the community. It really just boosts your spirits, makes you kind of feel better, and it's just a good time. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. And like I was saying earlier, I started my 2023 on a little bad start with a COVID, dying from almost too much fluid on my heart, then recovered, and then all of a sudden I'm getting better, and then I had to have surgery on another abscess, and so we had Cy come on, and we had Luis with showing off his bed where all the magic happens, and Cy.
That's the guest, Drew, you dog.
And a good bar.
That's the guest room. That's the other room.
Oh, that's the sexy room. That's where everything happens.
The
Except I
magic.
don't see where's the chains and whip? Is that the other one? Okay. But we had Side, that was great. And then we had thinking about what it's like to have kids and being pregnant. And, now our good friend Mickey, who's now, all of her kids are grown up. She's
got a grandson.
Yep.
She's got her grandson
she's
living
a
with her
grandma
now.
now.
She's a grandma, being a grandma, and works out with me every night. So love having Mickey. So that was a great show. And then I think we asked you, Luis, right after that were you on that show with Mickey? Yes, you were.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
shortly after that, I said to Robert, because you filled in, I said, I think we need Luis on the show every week.
Yeah, because at that point I was still just subbing for you.
Yeah, and I think I finally got better, and that's when I think some of the magic happened. Wanted to do some more with our first whatchamacallit, where we put some pictures up, and we did a product show with our good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Surab was on.
What's that? Go ahead, Shawn.
Oh yeah, that was the one Surab was on too. I remember that one.
Yeah.
So our first time with Surab, he was showing off his product here that he loves, and our good friends. We just had them on our Tuesday show the other day, Jason and Jesse, right? Jason and Jesse.
Yeah.
I was just like, I almost like, is it Jamie, Jesse, too many J's there for them, but awesome product they make. Good friends of our show. And so we did some great looking products. We had our hand bike and showing off that. I think that was one of yours, Bob's, or Luis' product.
Is that the chair out of Utah?
Yeah, that's Freedom Chair.
The Freedom Chair.
Yeah. Thought I recognized it.
Yeah. So
It's Jerry Rigs everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we had our fun one. No, that wasn't our fun one. Then we went into, I thought, I love diving into our history. History of the wheelchairs. Yeah. And one day we had a meeting, and we found out we can be in black and white. And so we thought it would be funny to do one all in black and white. And
that was so much fun.
We had wigs on and did the histories of wheelchair. And I love this picture because it looks like Nurse Ratched in the back.
Yeah.
She's enjoying flipping this guy in the bed on that striker bed.
Oh, man.
We have that one. And then I think we had, here's the history, and you got your cigar. Who were you supposed to be? The Fear and Loathing?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
It was. So
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter
But
S. Thompson.
that was one of my favorite shows of you guys, I think. That one was just really fun. It was educational, but it was super fun and entertaining.
yeah,
It's cool.
I loved your guys' wigs. That was just awesome.
and I think my wig was bought on Amazon, and it was supposed to be the what's that guy?
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. Yeah, I was gonna say Bob the painter, but
And the
Yeah.
name of that chair that you showed was not a wheelchair. Was what they call it, and they are
Yeah.
out of
It's
Utah.
not a
Yeah,
wheelchair
yeah. Thanks,
by
Paul,
Jerry
for that.
yeah.
Riggs everything.
Yeah,
And then we continue with one of my. This was one of my favorites because she's well spoken, way better than all four of us here, and her knowledge just is extreme. She's a professor at Cal State Northridge, and it was an honor to have my good friend Ellen Stoll on
yeah.
the
Yes.
I like that
show.
show.
So,
Sadly, I missed that show.
yeah, unfortunately, you weren't able to. I think that's when you were doing your with what hospital, the Loma Linda Hospital.
Yeah, the Loma Linda stuff,
Yeah,
the patient modeling. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if this is.
Although to me, I would have did something different to be able to spend that time with Ellen. She's a great gal.
Yeah,
Very articulate.
I have
Yes.
a clip. Let's see if it plays the sound. Let's see here. Oh, no, it's not going to do it. Not going to do it. I thought I had it all set up. Not going to do it. Dang. I don't know what happened. Is it there? No. I'm not going to try to screw this show up. All right. So I'm going to show that I'm better. But I think what it was, Robert, you said what was one of your favorites?
Well, there are a few, but one of the ones that we did recently was Frank the Tank. That was just
That
a
was
great show, and I'm familiar somewhat with off-roading as I used to be into that and stuff like that. But you were saying too that you're getting responses that people want to connect with Frank, right, to get some
Mm-hmm.
information from him because he did show a lot of equipment that he's using, especially that the lift that he has to get in and out of his truck that's removable. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so for the people that are into that and that want to, get more information on that. So I think I think that was one of my favorite shows. That was a good show.
Dang it.
It's public now, and I don't know if this happened when we had the show with Frank the Tank, but Frank's engaged.
He just
Oh,
got
yeah.
engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Tarina are getting married, and love to congratulate them on that because I don't know if people knew about that.
Nope, not.
Sound effects.
Yeah. And then we had Frank, and then we just had my friend Sue Waller, from
Hmm.
Northern California, good friend of mine working out. So we had a fun year with nice guests and other lots of topics that go along more than just our guests. We had one of my favorites, a couple of old guys whining.
That was a good one.
Just sitting there because sometimes you have to whine, and
Yeah.
be a little baby about and a little
Yeah, got to vent.
and vent. So, I thought that was a good one. We finding the right doctor was another. Let's see.
Yeah,
Here.
there's some good topics. There were some good topics discussions. I always feel that after the show, when you kind of think about it or you watch it later on or whatever, there's always more things you could always say and add to the discussion or things that that you want to to get the discussion going in a different direction or whatever. But yeah, I do really like, I think we've been pretty good with the topics. I just, like I said, but we're also growing as how we present, the presenters of the topic. So I think
Yeah.
I'm learning from that. And I think I'm still got a lot of room to get improve on that. But yeah, it's helped a lot too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we get into. I don't know if this is in the right order. Shoot. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Then we get into
Is that you, Bobby?
what's up?
I saw a little
Exactly.
glimpse.
No, you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
I saw nothing.
And I think, one thing I wanted to talk about was our year personally, right? I mean, our
Oh yeah,
our year personally. I I asked Shawn to come on late, early this morning. Got him out of bed at 10:30 to say, hey, I'll be on the show. He's like, yeah, let me wake up. No, he was awake for sure. He was doing things, but I asked him to be on the show because he is our guy, and I wanted to hear about his year and what it was like, outside of Live to Roll. And I thought that was important than just what we do here with rolling over the hill. So we got some pictures, and one of your things was.
So that was the one of the big ones this year was going to Switzerland, make my first international trip, first international
yeah.
rugby tournament, and getting to play, on that level. So it was really cool. That was definitely a great experience this year for me.
You know what
Um,
I love about this picture? Uh, and it doesn't do its justice, but usually when you're going back and forth between rugby tournament and the hotel, usually this bus
yeah.
would be packed where you can't get another athlete on there. It's wheelchair to wheelchair, and it's stacked. But go
So
ahead.
this wasn't the bus like to and from the tournament because once we were at the tournament, we were actually on site at the facility. So you just had to push like quarter mile or so down to the other building, which was incredible. This was actually a giant, like full size tour bus they had with a really nice lift on the side, pulling a giant trailer in the back with our sports equipment. So I just and this was what the facility picked us up at the airport in. And then it was about an hour drive into the countryside from the city of Zurich and then out into and it literally was into the countryside. So this was before the tournament. We got a few days to explore. We went to a chocolate factory. Lindt
Oh, I didn't
chocolate
even
got to
notice that. Oh my God, yeah, there. Wow.
that's actually the world's largest chocolate fountain in the background. That is flowing chocolate back there. That there.
Yeah.
It's like
That
Wow.
So
rocks.
did you dip your finger in there?
I did not, but looks like Kyle's hand is about to dip in
I
there.
know.
So I
I was
don't know.
just about to say. It looked like about to. So
It'd be like being at the Willy Wonka chocolate factory and dipping your
Yeah.
hand.
So yeah, this was at the tournament, playing some rugby, um, getting to get the ball like back there in the backcourt. I don't know if I just inbounded or if we just came in, but that was honestly so cool to get to do. I've always wanted to do something with like a Team USA international level, and I mean we may not have been Team USA, but we were the US representing team in the tournament, playing against all the other countries. So I can say that I can like check that off as being, I was able to play some international rugby for USA.
one of my personal favorites when going through your pictures you sent me was your
so,
puppies.
so that's one of the other things that I threw. The Zurich trip was amazing this year, but that's just I've also been exercising daily. Um, with Leah, we've been going out every day. We go out for at least a half hour, but usually about an hour. That's this awesome dog Axel. That's my buddy, and he's just hanging out there watching the skate park with me, which is also cool to know. If you look at the ground, that's actually a designated handicap spot for viewing outside of the skate park, and they have like three or four of them painted like that. So I guess if there's ever tournaments or something, that's the Upland Skate Park around here, and it's
I
just
was
cool.
just going to ask that question if it was Upland Memorial Park.
And then this is me and my dogs at home. I've been trying. Leah's actually also been helping me to kind of train them, do some tricks and things, and get them a little bit just kind of having more fun with them, that kind of stuff, being more interactive with them. And it's cool. They're such smart dogs. They're learning. They've all learned a few little tricks, some more than others. But yeah, that was just a great picture that Leah took with me hanging out with the dogs here at the house, and then this is another one from the Triumph Sports Festival, which was awesome. I got to do archery for the first time. That's our friend Damon right there, who's trying to get on the Olympic archery team right now for US,
Hmm.
Paris. Um, and yeah, he was helping me get it kind of going and get set up. And yeah, it was super cool to get to try to fire and do. And yeah, that was just another really cool experience for the year. Another fun thing. So just been, yeah, been a really great year for me. Just been, exercising, being healthy, been eating a lot healthier, been in amazing new relationship that I've been building and trying to build a future with. Oh, there we are. And you cut you and Ellen out of the picture. Why'd you do
What?
that?
I didn't do that.
But yeah, that was at the Friendsgiving. That was a great time. So it's just yeah, it's been a really great year for me. Ah, he threw that one in too. That's cute. See, Bobby stuck ones in. I didn't even send him, so that's awesome. That's really cool. So yeah, and that is our Friendsgiving right there. A lot of the people that came out. It was a great time too. It's always fun gathering. Bobby, again, thank you for letting us use your house. Ellen, for doing so much to host. And yeah, that was a really fun. And there's, yeah, my grandma and Ellen bringing out some food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
But
remember
yeah,
the great tasting turkey.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was a good turkey.
Yeah, it was.
And I think
It's
you.
it's always good food at the Rohan house.
Oh, good.
it is. And then this is actually just from last week at the Casa Colina Christmas party. We thought this would be really cool to include because that's me and my mom right there talking to a new quad that I just met at Ballard the week before, John and his mom, Renee. So he's only about a year and a half out. He's 21, really close to when I got hurt. So it was really great to connect with him. And then my mom able to connect with his mom. And then you see Robert there. Bobby's right there too, somewhere, I think, outside of the
I
picture.
think I was like
Uh,
right behind you or something like that.
yeah, you must have been like right next to where Leah was taking that picture.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. That was just really cool because it's like one of those things. Bobby, you came into my room, talked to me, got me involved with a bunch of stuff 20 years ago or close to 20 years ago, and then now here I am, almost 20 years later, talking to a new quad with my mom and kind of just paying that whole thing forward. That's what Live to Roll is about. That's without Bobby back then helping me, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd be where I am or would have been able to start Live to Roll and do any of this. So it's all about that paying it forward and helping the community. And
Well,
yeah.
thank you. And
Good deal.
shows that you're paying it forward just the same too. So it just in that picture alone, that's what it's like when you say we're paying it forward. You're there listening
That's it.
and encourage them that life is not over. It will
Yeah,
be.
yep. And what's nice is those Christmas parties because it's so positive. They're really you have a
Yeah.
newbie, new injuries, whatever you want to call them, and older. Just a good mix, and the vibe is just holiday vibe. Everyone's feeling good. And they're having a good time. The socialization of what the party provides. All of them are really good, no matter what party you go to. There's always that good vibe.
Yeah.
It is.
So, Mr. Soto, tell us about your.
Yep. My year, 2023, it's gone really fast, that's for sure. I had a few things going on. I'm still kind of working on it. My UTIs, that was a year for me of my UTIs. So I was trying everything. So currently, this is what I'm on right now. What I, don't want to miss at all, the dose or anything like that. So I'm taking the cranberry pills, the D-mannose and cranberry pill mix, and then methenamine, which is a prescription. So I've been battling with that, which is kind of new to me because I really haven't had many UTIs other than this past year. So I'm learning about that and kind of just dealing with that. A little frustrating, but uh, that was just kind of
How's
the,
that mix
the
working
lower
for you?
side, huh?
How's that
Well,
mix working for you?
right up to now, I mean, I always think I'm onto a good mix, so then until you get the UTI
Yeah.
again, and it's so
So,
whatever. So
I just found this out. That picture I sent you about when I was at my urologist a couple weeks ago.
yeah, yeah.
With your methamphetamine, how much vitamin C do you take?
The only vitamin C I take is what's in those was one of those pills.
So
So
you
don't take
need
the
to start on vitamin C because that's how that medication methamphetamine will work 10 times better is with
Okay.
vitamin C. I found out
Because
he goes,
they know I was.
he goes, I see you're on it, but how much vitamin C do you take? And I'm like, why is that important? He goes, those two work hand in hand. And I told him I take personally the 200,000, 1,000 in the morning, one at night. And he goes, okay, well, that's not the reason why you're getting. At the time I went over there because I was getting a lot of sediment and cloudy and clogging
Yeah.
mine. And so we found out that that wasn't it. So, oh man, I forgot to shout out Sarab. He gave us a little super chat sticker. Thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna
Those wheels.
wanted to, and everybody in the chat. Thank you guys all for hanging out and coming, joining in. We appreciate you. But yeah, thank you, Surab.
So yeah, so think about that.
So take vitamin C with methenamine, whatever it is. Okay, so because I had a doctor, because I was talking to Dean, and Dean says when he starts to get a UTI, he powers the vitamin C until there's clarity. So then I hit up the urologist that I go see, and he says, "Oh no, he's not a big fan of that." So, so how much vitamin C?
I hear vitamin C is just number one, should be number one in your
Yeah,
repertoire
yeah.
or of anything of taking.
So do I could continue to take those other two supplements, vitamin C and my methenamine? Because I know I can't take methenamine when I'm on antibiotics. He doesn't
Right.
want me to take it.
But you still want
Okay,
to take your vitamin C too.
yeah. Okay, so how much vitamin C do you have to take a day?
I did 200,000 or the 2,000, I think it's called.
Okay, 1,000 tablets.
Yeah, one in the morning, one at night.
Okay,
And
all
I
right.
get it from Trader Joe's. I found
Yeah,
it's the best deal. So
yeah. All right, cool. Well, see, I'm learning something
well,
every day here.
your year wasn't all negative, right?
No, it wasn't. In fact, one of the big things, maybe in my whole life, of my disability, is I finally uh, got the guts up to get a accessible van. I kind of fought it for a lot of years and things like that. So I finally got one, and I tell you, it's been a life changer for me. Now I don't have any excuses other than just being lazy, but it makes it a lot easier for my mobility, and it's I'm not worried about when I was when I had my truck, I had to stand up, and I was always worried about slipping, with the crutches or whatever. And so the rain kind of held me off a little bit. So now there's nothing really stopping me. The transfer, I gotten better at my transfers, and especially with the transfer into the van, I got that pretty much dialed in. But yeah, it's a big thing for me, really. And I'm so glad I did it. And, it's one of the cliche things. Oh, I should have done it years before, but I was fighting it all the way. So anyway, but yeah, I'm really happy for that. The van's been a blessing for me, and I was, happy that I can work it out to get it, because I know they're not affordable for everybody, and really not for me,
Yeah.
but it just so happened that I could work it out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a big plus. And anybody that's on the fence, you just jump and you get into that van, because it is much easier on your body, on your mobility, and on my shoulders, just everything, man. So yeah, I'm glad. That's a big thing for me. Thanks. Oh, the Motley Crew.
We got our boys.
Isn't that the 5K run?
Yeah,
That was
5K.
that 5K run that we had.
Superhero 5K run.
So our good friend Dee McCabe of the show, who's with what we said, Mobility Professionals, and then Robert, Tyler, and there's our good buddy
Surab.
who just did
Yeah.
his with us. Very nice, thank you. And then
Dean is Captain America.
let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
What am I on? How do I get? I'm on. There we go. And then you had
That was us, Ontario.
Yeah, the Ontario Expo. That was cool. Just a little 1 day smaller expo here, Ontario, in the Inland Empire. And yeah, that was cool. Robert and Luis came to help out at the booth, and that was our friend Robert also, and Steve that happened to be in the area and came by. So really cool.
And this was
Cool
the first one,
event.
right, Shawn? The first annual or
No, I think that's the. I think they haven't
second
done it
one?
since COVID, but the Rancho one
Okay.
was the first one. This
Okay.
one I think is like every other year. So next year they do a conference or
Isn't
something
this
like
the
that.
one that didn't they used to do this one at the Orange Show?
It's
and they moved it from the Orange Show to
no, they did
Ontario
it
Yeah.
Convention
at
Center.
college. I thought they did it at
Yeah.
no.
No, that was a San Bernardino, that San Bernardino, UC San Bernardino, or no, Cal State San Bernardino.
Or that was a sports festival.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a sports festival.
Yeah. And I think that was the same day as Rancho. Is that correct?
yeah. I think this used to be associated with Loma Linda, and they did it at the Orange Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I
Because
wasn't
I know,
as that was the same day
yeah.
as
Well, because there was the Shawn, the one in Rancho Cucamonga, that was the, like you said, was the first one, and that one's going to have some promise
Yeah,
too. It just, we were just happy that the things are starting to happen in the Inland Empire and San Gabriel Valley,
yeah.
uh, where there's a lot of a big population. So yeah, it was fun. That the Ontario arena, whatever it is, was a good one, and that has a lot of potential there of growing as well.
yeah.
And that was a great facility as well.
Yeah, other than just the echo in there with us, they had some
Yeah,
music
it
in
was
there.
too
It's
loud.
like
They had
it was
live music
loud.
there for those that don't know.
No,
And
no.
and the live music was good to hear, and they had good
But
musicians, but it was too
So hard to
loud.
talk. Yeah.
Make sure you guys
Yeah,
hit that like button out there if you're watching. Uh everybody heard about my year. Kind of. It was a rough start. Kind of already said it, but and I looked for a picture and I found one picture, but all you could see of me in the hospital was just my nose, my eyes, and my mouth because I had a blanket. Is how I live in a hospital.
yeah.
I'm just like this because you're cold, you're miserable, and it was not attractive. So I was like, it's probably not gonna. I'm not gonna show that
And
one.
Bobby, weren't you at more than one hospital?
Yeah, I was at first Fountain Valley and then Orange Coast Memorial, two different,
Yeah,
by our house, luckily. So my brother came down and helped out. But, the one thing that I can think about the year is, the number one person is my wife who got me
yeah,
through everything. Without her being by my side, she would not be able to, I would not be able to do this. I know I just wouldn't be as happy without her. We would not have the parties uh, as luckily she finally got a glass of wine after working her ass off. Her and your grandma, Shawn, they are, without them,
yeah.
know what we would do. And then, so here's us riding our bikes. So thinking of bikes, uh, that was a big part of my 2023 was getting on my new bike that had sat around for a year. So that's me attached
I
to,
recognize that.
yeah. So that was my first day trying to get used to it, just trying to figure it out. And I even still, if you look on my other arm, I got I think I have a pick line or a midline.
yeah,
Midline.
midline.
And I'm still going out and I think, let's see if this will play. Play. Shawn, how does it play? Play. Play, play.
Uh,
Oh, it works when I brought it up, but now it won't work. Dang it.
Uh,
Come on, work. Work.
Any pictures of your other toy that you got as well? The other,
I do, I do, I do.
your Scout?
Let's see, I do. Scooter. Yeah, when we were at one of our sports festival, there's the Scout that I got with my buddy Anthony, who kind of talked me into it and showed me what it's about. And I was like, yeah,
Anthony is a holy terror on his.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. He does not take it off. He's just around that Casa like Christmas party, whipping around people inside the.
Yeah.
I'm like, he goes, "Where's your scooter?" I'm like, I just parked right outside. I didn't need it, so. But
But by the way, I have some stickers for you and Anthony in your scooters.
oh, cool, cool. Yeah, we need
Yeah,
it. And then another big part over the summer was my grandson. Spending lots of time with him. He made All Stars, so I took him to all the All Star games. That was so much fun. Um, and then this is
Oh, that's cool.
our Tom and our good friend from our women's show. She just had her
Uh,
baby, Trey. No,
I
no,
think that was at the Rollettes when Maya was really pregnant.
yeah, when Maya was really pregnant, but her baby's name is Trey's her husband, and then
No, Trey's the baby.
baby. There you go. Okay, I knew I was.
And they brought the baby to the Friendsgiving, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I wish I had a picture of that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then during the summer, something fun for us was having our barbecue. Robert
Oh
Soto
yeah,
waiting to get one of those brats off the
Yeah, that's
top.
right. First in line.
Those brats were so good.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And then we went to our gala this year that Triumph Foundation put on, and there's Sarab and his wife Fatima, Michelle, and our good friend Robert, and then Juice and his wife. So love and light.
Yeah,
And then we had the 5K, and here we have the missing you, Luis, in that picture. But I think
I think I took that picture.
you might have, and I think we got a better picture of you at the 5K because you had the real superhero outfit. But we got finally our Tom, and then we got Sarab, Robert. There's you, Shawn, and then stuff in the background. So let's see here, and this is probably not going to play. One a great thing is, dang it, Paul's probably watching too. I know he's on here, and it's not going to play, but we took a shot. He came down to California and spent some time with us. So,
you cut his head off of that picture though.
well, it's played. Dang it! How do you play it? Play it.
Hey, what's
That's the
that bottle
video.
in front of you?
We had Canadian whiskey.
All right.
It won't.
Right
Play.
on.
It won't play. Dang it! Ay. Paul, I tried to get a shot of us. Um, and then the biggest thing for me is my family. Here's my brother and I.
Yeah.
We went through a lot. Moving my mom and dad down from Woodland Hills to my area. It's been rough,
Nice.
but I'm glad they're in a better place, assisted living. But without my brother and his wife, Lisa, couldn't have done it. This is here in Santa Cruz on my brother's 50th birthday.
Speaking of which, Bobby, how are your folks doing this week? How are they?
I spent too much time to even want. They're doing great this week,
Good.
but we had them Saturday night for a family party here at our house. Then Chinese dinner for Christmas Eve. Then we had them over for leftovers on Christmas Day. Then I think Monday. Was it Monday? That was Monday, Christmas Day. Tuesday, we took over a brand new TV that my brother and I got them and hung it up at their place. And then showed them how to work the TV. And then the next day, I had to go back and teach them everything.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I have to do that regularly.
It was awesome. I'm glad I'm healthy. I'm glad I got to do a lot more than 2022. That's for sure. So that helped.
And you're here, and you're here today to talk about it too. So it's all good.
Yeah.
That's the thing with us growing older with our disabilities. People were helping taking care of us early on in our disabilities. And now we're reaching a point we're the caretakers. Caretakers with disabilities.
Yeah.
We now it's our turn to take care of our parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles.
Yeah. I think that's what definitely it is. Darn, I was wishing I can get those videos to play. And it totally looks different. Maybe because we're live, who knows? Enough about me. Luis, last but not least, you're the new to the family, and tell us about your year. I know that
if I could put it one way, 2023 has been an exceptional year for me. It's been a great year. That was at the Clippers game just recently. That was Teresa from Triumph, and we caught one of the T-shirts that was shot from the T-shirt cannon.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. What do we got here? Oh, this was the wheelchair baseball over the line tournament And the Live to Roll crew, Tom, myself, and Tyler, we won the whole thing.
Yeah, I
We
think
we run the
Champions.
tournament.
boom.
That was with our prizes that we got.
Yeah,
You know, Tom and Tyler, this is the best team I ever had the whole time I've been doing this, and we just killed it. You know, we lost the first game, and then the rest of the games, the whole day, we just killed it.
yeah, that's awesome.
This is Phoenix when Live to Roll stormed into Phoenix. I let some friends of mine know that I've known these friends, Jen and Kevin. They're from the other side of Phoenix. I've known them for 30 years, and I said, I'm going to be at the Abilities Expo. And they said, well, we're actually looking for some equipment for my father-in-law. And I said, well, come down and visit us. So they made the drive over and spent an hour or two with us in the booth, and we had an awesome time. It was great. Phoenix was an awesome time.
Yeah, there's a sneak
This
peek
was
of the
the
superhero.
5K run. And for anybody who can't tell there, I'm dressed up as the Mandalorian. And Caitlin is hanging on to Baby Yoda for me. Grogu.
Grogu.
And that's
And
me
you're
doing my Robert Soto impersonation.
See here.
So our audience out there, can you tell which one of us looks like the real Robert Soto?
See, if you don't have your glasses on in that one, you got to have your glasses on too. Which then,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Say
look,
something.
I can
I
take
can't
I
tell.
can take mine off.
There you go.
That's funny. That's funny, man.
Yeah, you just
It's
need to
amazing, isn't it?
trim up your beard.
So
Hmm.
my kids had babies this year, both my sons and daughter-in-laws. So I've been a grandfather twice this year. I've been Santa Claus again for the fourth year, I think, at Triumph Foundation. So when we do I think it was 17 hospitals this year. I'm always the Santa Claus for Triumph Foundation.
Did you send me a picture of your grandkids?
I don't think I did, no.
Okay, good, because then I would have felt bad. You said, I was like, oh, I should-
No, that's okay. The kids aren't into sharing the grandkids on social, so that's okay.
Yeah, there you go. Just perfect. So that's, I think, our year in review, right? I mean, it was a big,
The
like
snapshot there, you know.
people said in the chat, like staying busy. Dominic, what's going on? We still have Hell on Wheels. THC, thanks for joining us. Christina.
Yeah.
I know you're late, but glad you finally made it. Paul, that was one of my special moments because something I didn't say when I was trying to show a picture of Paul at my house taking a shot of Canadian whiskey because my good friend Paul of now 3 years from COVID. And it was really, without COVID, I would have never met Paul. And Paul and I started chatting online on a workout group, and that he had a Zoom thing on Saturdays, and just I don't know how it just snowballed from there. Just talking, and we had a lot of things in common. He's the one that showed me the bike, and I was just like, I want something like that. And he's like, you should get a bike, and because he was riding his all over, I was jealous, and so I went and got a grant and got a bike. But Paul and I just talk all the time, and it was funny because then Paul decided to go to Phoenix because him and I are coaches with our stayingdrivenlive.com, and met Shawn and you guys a few times, right, Shawn?
Yeah, I've fortunately got to meet Paul even before you at the Arizona Expo last year, and then got to see him again in Arizona this year.
Yeah.
So it's been cool. I've seen and met Paul a few times now in person, and yeah, he's an awesome guy, really cool. His wife Barb too, really great, just great people. So
Paul was this year at Phoenix as well, right?
Right. So
yeah, he was in Phoenix this year. Yep.
yeah,
I remember meeting Paul. Yeah,
yeah. And then it was great because then finally he took a trip to come out here and come see me and spend some time so we can hang out. And so I got to meet Paul in person finally with his wife Barb, who was awesome, and his two kids. And we just hung out, and it was perfect timing because Paul got to go with us to the Over the Line tournament. Then he also got to, right? He was at the
yeah.
Over the Line. Then was he at our barbecue? No. Yes. No. Or no,
No,
we
I
had a
didn't
little.
make.
You guys weren't there, but we had a little get together at my house, a mini barbecue with our workout group that live in the area. So they all came over, and so he got to meet a lot of the people he coaches on a weekly basis. So that was awesome. So that was a big highlight this year too. So I mean, it was just like, wow, what a year. Olivia, thanks. She just hopped in. Happy New Year. So that's our 2023 in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Quick. It was a quick year though. It really was going. Years are
It
going by
did go by
fast.
it
really
went quick.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was a fun year. I think we had some fun topics. With both the Tuesday show and both the women's and rolling over the hill and plus our gaming, I hope we get bigger and
yeah.
hit that, let's hit that 20,000 mark this year, right?
That's a great goal.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's right.
So yeah, we
That's right.
grew. We had just barely were hitting 10,000 to start 2023, right before the end of the year. So I think that would be really cool if we could make it to 20,000 this year.
And I
So
And
think,
looking
we already got
forward.
a nice.
Not, not only hit like, but hit that subscribe button and the bell icon as well.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Luis. Yeah, that way you hit the bell, you'll get notified anytime Live to Roll has any content, anytime we're going live, you'll get notified. So,
yeah, yeah.
I'd
So
also
we
like
give
to give a
and
special shout out to the women's group. Um, I
that's
kind of leave the
really nice.
gals alone because it's kind of their moment, their time. But every once in a while, I'll watch a show. I mean, because as a Triumph ambassador, like Shawn and I, we go to either Casaclina, Ballard, and we meet patients all the time. And once in a while, we'll be meeting a woman at one of the hospitals, and we always try to send ambassadors, whether it's male or female or a certain demographic who the patient is comfortable with. And so occasionally we have female patients that we run into. So getting a little insight from the women's show is a big help in being able to relate when we meet female patients at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's
for
how
sure.
we met Brianna. The same way we had gone to the hospital to meet new patients, and Brianna was one of the new patients at the time. And now to see
Actually,
what Brianna's doing
I
now is just incredible.
I think we actually met Brianne a little bit after her injury at the Rollettes experience, but I know since she has really done a lot of outreach for women for Triumph.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
Yes.
She's come a
so
long. She's come a long way once she got her kind of self together to get out and about. Because I met her at the Rancho games, uh, the one right before COVID, and she was just coming up because she climbed that rock, and everything like. But yeah,
Yeah.
she hit the ground once she made up her mind to get out and not uh, stay indoors for the first 2 years. She hit the ground running and she got involved with um, the Rollettes and all that, and just her, and then plus her personality. If that's not
Yeah.
inspiring, just get you going and get you energized. So yeah, it's she's a
Yeah. I'd met her when she
lovely girl.
first moved here to California. Met her family and herself, and she was still pretty shy at the time, and kind of transitioned from her life from where she used to live to the life out here.
Mm-hmm. And I think uh, another big. Oh, we got Steve in the house. Steve Campbell, what's up, buddy? Damn, we had a picture of you, Steve.
Steve.
Where was it?
Yeah, it was the Ontario shot.
No, was it Ontario?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
With
when it
nope,
was at the expo with me,
shoot.
Sean,
Dang it.
Roberto, and
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, Roberto Arello.
Dang it. Dang
I
it.
think you're
You
back
know,
a little far.
yeah, you got to go
Active
back
Quad,
further.
Steve would be someone else to talk to. Steve and his wife are building an accessible home, and they're in that process. And it'd be great to be able to pick their minds and ideas going through that process of building an accessible home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bobby, you do
actually,
little highlights of the pictures?
I was trying to
I know.
find Steve because he just
Yeah,
joined us.
it's at the just close, probably closer to the beginning of the
Was
pictures.
it
I think it was the beginning.
who
Um,
was it with Robert? Did you show it, Robert?
Yeah, it was
yeah,
just a
they
group
were
of us.
Robert.
Oh, okay, so it's
Um,
Robert. Wait, hold on.
It's the one in the convention center.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Steve.
is
That's it.
You made it on our channel in case you didn't see earlier, but you're
There you are, Steve.
you made it, Steve.
and I just ran into him, and shout out to Ken that was in the chat in the beginning of the show.
Oh,
Another quad
Yeah.
from out this way. You guys, yeah, they were great. I saw them both at the Casa Colina party, and
Yeah,
actually want to try to have them both on the show. Maybe on this show too would be a great. They're both really, really knowledgeable.
Actually,
Really,
Yep.
the
Oh,
quads of Riverside County.
we got to
yeah,
get
and Steve
Dominic,
has.
Dominic, who just said it would be awesome to hit 20K. Let's make it happen. He is a good friend of mine. Met because of COVID
good-
as well.
Yeah,
Lives
good
down
guy.
in San Diego. Joined one of our support groups. He's an awesome guy. You know, somebody who's higher level than all four of us and doesn't have the use of his upper body. He's all over the place. He's always
Yeah.
texting me pictures of him at Disneyland and riding in Corvettes, and you know, it just
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all over the place. So, Dominic, we got to get you on the show and talk about your lifestyle, and you know that
Yeah, Dominic would be
you put
another
us
great
to shame.
guest.
You put all four of us to shame of how much he's moving around. So we got to get
he does a lot. Yeah.
and so many of the viewers out there, you guys watching, thank you so much. And you guys do a lot and love to hear from you. And a big shout out to the viewers who keep supporting us and hitting that like button and continue to watch us.
Yeah, thank you
You wanna-
guys all. We really do appreciate everybody. Just wanted to reiterate that because without the chat and all you guys watching and stuff, it would be hard to keep doing this. So thank you guys. We appreciate you, and look forward to a lot of great content from Live to Roll next year,
Yeah.
and some new stuff. We're gonna be trying to do maybe some other virtual events and different things. Some great guests on the show. So it'll be a great year.
Yeah, and I think a little tidbit that we can share maybe is doing a little more shorter stuff, quick to the point. It seems like we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes now, so or close to that. And I think sometimes people have now with Instagram and TikTok and all those other stuff that it's in and out. And we were talking.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get some in and out stuff, some shorts.
Add that to
doing
the
some
content. Yeah.
Yep. And so we're putting together some ideas for that. So can't wait. Robert, we're wrapping up.
Yep.
Time it is to thank.
Our sponsors. Yeah, this is been made has helped a lot with the back end of mobility professionals and urology professionals. Mobility professionals is here in Southern California and provide services to a lot of us down here for wheelchair and rehab needs. And again, like I said at the beginning of the show, just a great group of people that know your needs, understand your needs. They're part of the community. So look them up if you're out here in Southern Cal and check them out. Also, urology professionals, their sister company is a national company. So if you're looking for catheters or any supplies or anything like that, check them out because they are national and they'll take care of all your needs. And again, it's important to do business with them. First off, they're embedded in the community. Every event that we go to, someone's there representing. And if not one or two people, there's more than that. So great group of people. Check them out. Urology professionals and mobility professionals. What's going on? Your little giggles and snickers and stuff.
I went back in time for a while and also flipped, I guess.
Oh, the black and white. Oh, I see.
Flip.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh wait, here
I was
it
going
is.
there. And we got to
I
have
feel
one
like I'm
last
watching
applause.
Loki season 2.
Yeah. One last applause.
There we go.
Yeah. Also, a big shout out to our live audience. The applause section is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So, okay, this way.
Go ahead, Shawn.
I just want to thank you guys too for doing this and being here every week, doing the Rolling Over the Hill show. You guys do a great job with it. All the shows are awesome, but you guys, I do appreciate you. So appreciate everybody on the channel, everybody in the chat. But
Well, you created a monster and you showed me how to do this. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to get into more. And like when I found this, when we got our gaming with, and so don't forget, our gaming is always Wednesday with Tom. I saw him last night playing, shooting around. So make sure you check out Shawn. He's a big part of our family. Tuesdays he's with us, and also the gaming and the women's we talked about. They're the first and third Thursday of every month. And then we have us, old geezers. We'll be back at the beginning of next year with some great new content.
didn't send you the updated banner with the one with Luis on there. Sorry.
Poor Louis. Yeah. What happened? And then we got...
You already showed my fat picture.
And then starting out, what is it? January 2nd, we will be live with Tom, Shawn, and myself on the January 2nd. So be sure to check us out.
Yep. And everybody have a happy new year. Check us out. First throw of the year. And
yeah, live to roll, guys. So,
all right. Be safe, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks for
live to roll.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Live to roll. Happy New Year.
How do you finish this, Shawn? All right. Take care, everyone.
Good night. See you guys.
Hasta la taco.